Right now it's 7. Coming up on Morning Y'all, a fast-moving wildfire near Lindell forced evacuations and threatened dozens of homes. The latest on firefighters' efforts to save those homes and land as dangerous, windy and dry conditions continue across East Texas.
Plus, President Trump wraps up a record-long State of the Union speech, and now he's heading to Texas. The key takeaways and how it could impact the midterm elections.
And the show that changed TV is back, and it's bigger than ever. A preview of Survivor 50, what makes this time around so different.
And fire danger will still be an issue for today, but how long will it last? I'll show you that coming up in your forecast. So stay right there because Morning Y'all on CBS 19 Plus starts right now.
Together, we're putting East Texas first. You're watching Morning Y'all on CBS 19 Plus.
7:03 this morning. Good morning, y'all. Thanks for staying with us here on CBS 19 Plus. I'm Jesus Martinez.
And I'm Dana Dixon. It is another windy day across East Texas. We've been watching all morning long. Our Tyler camera and our camera at CBS 19, our studios shake out there.
Yep.
So we got to be careful yet again, especially on the roads, or it's just not a good idea to burn anytime today.
Yeah, not at all. Any sort of little spark will have a chance to spread into a fire very, very quickly. We got low pressure out to the north and west. That's kind of fueling the gusty winds, and also got a little bit of cloud cover moving in from the north as well. So temperatures are a little bit warmer thanks to that south breeze and some of that cloud cover out there. You can kind of see it shaking just a little bit. Current sustained winds are at 24 miles an hour in Tyler, 24 also in Athens, 20 miles an hour in Palestine. Very windy so far, though. Those winds will continue into the rest of this morning and into the afternoon. And again, those south winds are bringing up some warmer air and a little bit more moisture, so it kind of lessens our fire danger risk for today, but still going to be kind of an issue. Upper 50s and low 60s as you step outside. We'll be in the low 80s for this afternoon with partly cloudy skies. Then 82 for tomorrow. We got a cold front coming through, which will bring us the chance for a few showers. And I'll show you how that combined with the winds will really impact our fire danger into the next few days, coming up in your full forecast.
All right, thank you so much, Joel. Well, the wildfire in Smith County that threatened more than 80 homes is now 100% contained this morning. According to Lindell Fire, multiple agencies responded to this fire near FM 3271 and Highway 69 yesterday.
Yeah, officials have been working throughout the night, keeping a close eye on these conditions, like the winds, like Joel mentioned, that still pose a risk for those fires today. CBS 19's Robert De La Garza has more.
Fire crews were called to the 12,200 block of FM 3271 as fast-moving fires were spreading towards homes. Residents were asked to evacuate voluntarily while crews worked to contain the flames.
There was a firefighter and he told me, "You can't come up here." And I said, "My mom is in the house. I have to go get my mom." And he said, "Get in and get out."
Beth Juarez says she was out running errands when she returned to see fire departments surrounding her neighborhood.
You know, when things like this happen, there's no time to grab anything, and that's a terrifying place to be in. So
the Smith County Fire Marshal's office says the fire started from a controlled burn they believe wasn't fully extinguished Monday.
Steps need to be taken. They can't just be left to burn out all the time, because this will happen, especially on a day that the humidity is down to 25% and the wind's blowing.
Smith County Fire Marshal Chad Hogue says strong winds and gusts up to 35 miles per hour helped push the fire towards structures, forcing evacuations.
Going the wind speed today, the fuel load on the ground, the topography, that was a decision made by some of the first arriving fire units, and I think it was the right decision. And
surrounding departments responded, including Lindell Fire and Smith County ESD 1 and 2. Video shows aerial units assisting with Tuesday's wildfires.
We're calling it contained at this point, but the weather is still not working in our favor with the wind. We're going to continue to work on it throughout the night.
Assistant Chief Troy Pritchard with the Lindale Fire Department says a quick response helped save over 80 homes.
This could have been catastrophic. This could have been a really nightmare scenario for this area.
He estimates anywhere from 30 to 50 acres causing minor exterior damage, but no major structural loss.
But we hope everyone understands how much we were able to save and what the crews were able to do today. All these crews that are on there, everybody deserves praise.
Robert De La Garza, CBS 19.
Well, Pritchard says people can expect to see smoke and some visible flames for the next few days as crews continue to monitor those hot spots.
Now to Angelina County, where fire crews have been working throughout the night to establish containment lines for the Cypress Creek Wilderness Fire. This is in preparation for an operational burnout. According to the National Forest and Grasslands in Texas, the fire is located in the southern portion of the Upland Island Wilderness in the Angelina National Forest. The closest town is Zavala. At last check, the fire had burned about 500 acres. People living in the area can expect to see large smoke columns. Drivers are advised to use caution when they're traveling east along State Highway 63 and south along State Highway 69 from Zavala.
And we're still waiting on an update on the Boggy Wilderness Fire in the Davy Crockett National Forest. As of last night, the fire had burned about 500 acres and was only 80% contained, according to the National Forest and Grasslands. Crews use state drone to help with controlled burnout operations. This is to help remove unburned fuels and strengthen those containment lines.
The mother of a man wanted in connection with a Sabine County shooting is now facing criminal charges. Investigators say Peggy Sanders was arrested after officers tracked a Jeep registered in her name from Oklahoma into Texas. She is now held in a $500,000 bond while her son, 36-year-old Todd Stevens, remains in custody awaiting extradition. Investigators say he was found later hiding underneath the mattress at his father's house in Oklahoma. Stevens is accused of shooting 43-year-old Cody Thompson and taking off in his truck, which was later found burned in Chambers County with the remains inside. Upgrades to Stevens' charges are expected.
7:09 now. New this morning, the U.S. has lifted its shelter-in-place alert for Americans in parts of Mexico, saying conditions have returned to normal. Now, the warning was issued after unrest following the killing of a cartel leader over the weekend. Flights in Guadalajara are back on schedule, and some airlines have added extra flights in and out of Puerto Vallarta. Now, this all comes as a Tyler man says a vacation to Mexico turned into a stressful and uncertain situation.
Derek Phillips of Tyler was staying in Puerto Vallarta when a military operation targeting one of the country's most powerful cartel leaders struck. Now, Phillips says he watched that black smoke rise to the sky and then saw vehicles burning just feet from his hotel. He describes the moment as nerve-wracking, saying it was something that he never imagined experiencing on a trip that started as a Valentine's getaway at a business conference.
I started crying, and one of the ladies there, she came up and asked if I wanted a hug, and I told her I'm not crying for me. I was crying for the people that they're having to endure this.
With flights canceled and officials urging visitors to shelter in place, Phillips said he had been following local guidance and staying indoors while the situation unfolded.
7:10 now. Time now for your morning headlines. President Trump delivered his first State of the Union address of his second term last night. And now, during the nearly 2-hour speech, he touted the economy, a drop in murder rates, and said he has not ruled out further military intervention in Iran. President Trump is set to take his economic message to Corpus Christi this Friday ahead of key primaries here in Texas. Meanwhile, Democrats pushed back throughout the speech, including an outburst from Congressman Ilhan Omar, seen here shouting, "You killed Americans," as Trump defended his immigration policies. And Congressman Al Green, for the second year in a row, escorted out of the chamber holding a sign that said, quote, "Black people aren't apes," referring to a video shared on the president's social media not too long ago. Listen to this. If you drive a Ford Explorer, you may want to check your model year. More than 412,000 SUVs are being recalled this morning because of a rear suspension problem that could lead to a loss of steering and increase the risk of a crash. That recall affects 2017 through 2019 models. Ford says it will send out letters to affected owners next month to take their SUVs to a dealership for a free repair. Novo Nordisk says it will slash list prices on its weight loss drugs Wegovy and Ozempic starting next year. The drug maker says it will offer both medicines for only $675 per month starting in January of 2027. The company also plans to sell its type 2 diabetes pill, Rybelsus, for the same price. The drug maker said the decision was made with patients who have a high deductible insurance plans in mind.
Today, family, friends, and the Smith County community will say their final goodbyes to the first African-American Justice of the Peace in Smith County. A homegoing service for Judge Quincy Beavers will be held this afternoon at 1. It will take place at St. James CME Church in Tyler. It is open to the public. Smith County commissioners took a moment yesterday to honor the local trailblazer who served Smith County Precinct 1 for years. Beavers was recognized for 40 years of service to the community. Commissioner Ralph Caraway says Beavers' impact goes far beyond his time in office. He says Beavers helped preserve the history of North Tyler, supported local businesses, and set a standard that today's Black elected officials say they still stand on.
Judge Beaver has really set a standard, and now we stand on his shoulders as other Black elected officials as the possibilities of what can happen and what he's done in his community by establishing places to remind us of the vast majority of how this community has served as a whole, especially particularly in North Tyler.
You know, for the community thing.
The proclamation serves as both a thank you and a reminder of the legacy that Beavers leaves behind.
All right, check this out. A downtown Tyler staple is about to get a brand new look. Art Alley, the colorful mural-filled walkway that's become a favorite photo shooting spot, is being transformed once again. This weekend, volunteers will start whitewalling the space, covering the current murals with primer to make room for a new group of selected artists. Now get this, more than 40 artists submitted concepts, with 28 chosen for the 2026 installation. Leaders say the project continues to showcase Tyler as a cultural hub for East Texas, turning what was once a dull alley into a vibrant outdoor gallery. The new murals will roll out over the next few months, with a grand opening set for September during the Tyler Art Festival. How cool is that?
That's exciting.
I'm excited for it. I've never heard of this place until now. All right, 7:14 this morning, step into the world of Survivor for the historic 50th season. What's in store and why the host says this season is so special.
Welcome back. It's 7:15 now. The much anticipated Survivor Season 50 debuts tonight with 24 returning players.
How exciting. Yeah, the Survivor fans are at the heart of the season, the 50th season that is, helping to shape the game and the massive impact it's had on television and culture, of course. CBS's Jared Hill met with the host Jeff Probst and some of the returning contestants as well. Check it out.
The show that changed TV is back in an epic way.
Welcome to Survivor 50. We've had some incredible seasons, Jared. 50 is amazing.
That's high praise. Longtime Survivor host and executive producer Jeff Probst took us through a new exhibit at New York City's Paley Center, celebrating the 26-year-old competition that put grit, strategy, and the power of a good alliance.
If you betray me, you're out.
On prime time.
We strip you of everything, and then we see who you really are.
I'm terrified and excited all at the same time.
Jenna Lewis Doherty, who first competed in season 1, is among the 24 returning castaways back for Survivor 50, where viewers chose many of the rules.
You guys chose so much of this, and we thank you and we hate you.
Much like the exhibit, a huge part of Survivor Season 50 is bringing the fans into the game, like the immunity idols hidden in all 50 states. Fans who find them can get a chance to win major prizes.
Let the fans decide, and what's really fun about that is they have skin in the game because they decided what kind of game it is. The other thing that's fun is that the players have absolutely no idea what to expect.
Survivor is hard.
But season 45 winner Dee Valladares says walking into 50 with that $1 million prize in her pocket helped take some of the edge off.
I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna just go
crazy because what do I have to lose?
A TV juggernaut today. When Survivor first aired in May of 2000, media experts say it wasn't a guaranteed hit.
Like pre-Survivor, you kind of knew that the cops were going to catch the bad guy in 43 minutes of airtime.
Dalton Ross, editorial director with Entertainment Weekly.
Survivor was the most unpredictable thing television audiences had ever seen. You didn't know what was going to happen. You didn't know who was going to win or lose.
It's a roller coaster. People need to be ready.
As their faves lay it all on the line. Jared Hill, CBS News, New York.
All right, shaping up to be a good season. I'm excited for this one. Never watched it, but might have to this time around. All right, 7:18 this morning. Chances are you're about to head out the door. Maybe you skip breakfast. So how does a donut sound, right? Donut shops, if you've been in East Texas for a while, you're familiar with them, the good ones out there. So if you're swinging by this morning, grab yourself a donut. Why not? And we want to know this morning, what is your go-to a donut shop order?
Boston
Mine is
cream.
Boston cream.
Boston
Really?
cream.
He loves
Thank
a
you
good Boston
very,
cream.
very much. The chocolate icing, the Boston cream in the middle. Yes, equals yes.
It equals good. It equals a good day for Joel.
Mine is usually an order for my children, and it usually starts with a dozen pigs in a blanket, one with a chocolate donut covered, a chocolate iced donut with sprinkles. That's Ford's. Hayden's is a blueberry donut. Hampton just likes a plain donut, and then we get 3 separate things of the little donut
holes. They're great. I recently found this donut shop, not related to donuts, that has boudin ball kolaches, which are amazing. Those were the best ones I've had in a hot minute. But my go-to donut shop order, and I've struggled to find this in Tyler, and I found a couple that have maple bacon.
Yum.
It's the maple donut with bacon bits on top.
I love that.
You get the sweet and salty. Yes.
It's so good.
And it is my go-to favorite. Back in Huntsville, where I went to college, they had this, one of the 2 donut shops there had it, and it was amazing. Tried it for the first time there, and I've struggled to find one here. So if you're a donut shop, let me know so I can add you to my list.
Drop it over in his Facebook.
Please
he needs to know this.
Sounds really good. I've
also good.
never had that before. That sounds
Try
good.
it. I'll let you know. I'll show you which one I go to. It's really, really good.
Please do.
All the sweets this morning. It wouldn't be a morning show without the sweets.
Well, if you're going to get a donut, how does the traffic look as you're headed there?
Not too many complaints. It's really the wind I think you'll have to kind of watch for if you're heading west or east. But I-20, the drive times are fairly standard. 2 hours over to Dallas, hour and 30 minutes over to Shreveport. No issues there. We also have 2.5 hours up to Denison with an hour and 30 minutes down into Lufkin. So also no interruptions on US 69. We are good to go there. 55 minutes from Jacksonville to Nacogdoches, as well as Tyler to Palestine, and then 40 minutes if you want to get from Tyler to Longview, 45 minutes from Tyler to Athens. All roadways not looking too bad. Weather-wise, we're not looking too bad as far as any sort of detection on the radar, right? We got some nice clear conditions on CBS19 radar. Current visibility is not looking too bad either. Maybe a little bit of light haze here and there, but nothing to really impact you. It's really the wind. Again, I'm going to go with yellow for this morning and through this afternoon. The winds, they'll be ripping into this afternoon right out of the south. Westbound, eastbound traffic, just beware of that, especially if you were in a higher profile vehicle. That's why I'm giving you yellows for this morning and into the afternoon. Temperatures, on the other hand, man, they're going to be very mild. We'll see temperatures in the low 80s, a couple of clouds. Just definitely be on the lookout for those gusty conditions into this afternoon. Be very careful on the roadways. All right, let's head over to sports now.
It's time for CBS 19 Sports.
This is the biggest basketball game in East Texas.
Yo, they are fun to watch.
Through for a huge district win.
A runaway train. She gets the hoop. Same spot. Why not? Morning, y'all. Dan Millay and Jimmy Sierra-Fonz with your sports here for another Tip-Off Tuesday. Recapping another Tip-Off Tuesday. Jimmy, an extra special rendition of Playoff Tip-Off Tuesday.
Oh, it's the best thing you could possibly say. Playoff Tip-Off Tuesday. I've never heard a sweeter 3 words.
Say it 3 times fast.
The boys had their bi-district championships last night. Let me get straight to it. Tyler High Athens fans packed it out for their game against Gilmer. And hey, Gilmer was giving them problems in that first half of the ball game. There's a 3 from Aiden Cunningham. Second half, half. Hey, we can meet Emmanuel Moore on the inbound. Basically ran Athens scoring in the opening minutes of the ball game, and there he is looking like a quarterback, hitting his man in stride. First try, no! But that's what number 2 was there for 2 points. Javian Taylor, the senior, 1 of 8. How about this duo in the orange, though? Ty Stevenson, no-look pass to Cunningham, looking good. The layup, that's good, too. Here comes Jaden Holiday. He's going to come up the left side and go a little acrobatic on this one. That one looked really hard. Gilmer keeping it close for a second there, but then Moore just comes around, and how do you defend something like this? Spin cycle, yes, sir. One hand, flex on him, number 0, playing like anything but. You put a 1 in front of that 0. Stevenson did what he could, but Athens just came away big time in this one. They won it 78-59. Hey, how about that?
Over at TJC, Chapel Hill ahead of Canton 55-40 at the start of the fourth quarter. Final frame began with a long scoring drought, but it seemed like it was over in this Isaiah Mayfield move. Instead, number 0 is called for the offensive foul. I disagree. Doesn't matter what I think, though, as Tucker Brown finishes on the other end. Bulldogs turning defense into offense, though. Kenson Anderson pokes it away and finishes at the rim. Eagles showing some fight despite the double-digit deficit. That's Bailey Holloman on the corner 3 ball, rattled around and in. Chapel Hill back with it, and look out below. This is Anthony Smith rising it up and throwing it down. Canton defenders making a business decision, not getting in the way of that dunk. Later on, Amari Kennedy says, "That's cookies." Do kids still say that? That's what we said when I played. Either way, gets the late to go on the offensive side. Last gasp here for the Eagles. Nice little fadeaway midi from Cale Pennington, but just as they did throughout the regular season, Chapel Hill dominates this ball game and wins it by a final score of 66-47.
Dan, I don't want to be biased, but I think I had the best game of the night last night. The best big school in East Texas facing off offensive against a very good Prosper Walnut Grove team in Brownsboro. There's the Maryland commit himself. Mr. Brown was all over the court early on, tossing frozen ropes to his guy, and he was there when they missed. Picked him up right away, flexed on him for the first points of the ball game. How about Jacaven Moore picking the Wildcats' pockets? This one goes from number 2 to the 1, to the 1, to the 3, back to the 1. Brown finishing at the rim. Panthers rolling early in this one. Walnut Grove started working their way back. Conlon Anderson grabs this one from deep. Very next possession. How about this one? He works his way on the inside, gets a little spin on this one, hits it from behind. Someone needs to stop and make the blood, or stop the bleeding. Call the therapist. He's going to know how to do it. And then started raining in Brownsboro. How about that? Brett Anthony couldn't have predicted this. Caden Burks, you're good from 3. Mr. Moore, you're also good from 3. Dang near the same spot. Brown finish it up here. He doesn't need to go for 3. He's going to use 2 here. Watch the full thing from the rebound. Yes, sir. Boom! Lufkin's faithful was happy leaving the Brownsboro Stadium for this one. Panthers survive and advance 73-68. They'll play Frisco Reedy coming up.
And last but not least, at UT Tyler, the home of the Patriots, hosted the Panthers taking on the Pirates, and Pine Tree got out to a hot start in that one. Darren Pear gets it to Boston Johnson, who converts inside off the glass. Pear still playing distributor on this next play, draws 2 defenders, gets them to bite on the pump fake, and jumps it off to the big man, Dayton Ingram for 2. Maybank needs to answer. They do so via the mid-range catch and shoot from Luke Carter. The lefty stroke is good to go. Pirates back at it here, though. This is Decorian Dietz hitting off 1 foot in the lane. In transition now, Pear to Ingram, out to Dietz in the corner. Corner tray ball is good to go. Later on, Pear back with the ball in his hands, and let me tell y'all, he was making things happen in that first quarter, taking on a trio of defenders in the paint. He does not care. Give the junior 2 more. Now he gets the feed from Dietz out ahead of the pack, up and over everybody, finishing at the rim. He was feeling himself. Maybank gets a bucket to go with time expiring in the first quarter, but in the end, the Pirates put the hurt on the Panthers, and they come out on top, 58-50.
I can't believe this is only going to get better.
It's hard to believe, but it's true.
This is going to be fantastic. I'm so excited for next Tip-Off Tuesday.
We can't wait to see y'all there. But for now, morning, y'all. Back to y'all.
This Black History Month, CBS19 honors the stories, achievements, and voices that have shaped our community and our nation for generations to come. Join us Thursday, February 26th at 6:30 p.m. and Sunday, March 1st at 7 a.m. on CBS19. Sponsored by Barksdale Federal Credit Union.
Good morning, all. I'm Jesus Martinez.
And I'm Dana Dixon. Thanks for being with us for this news update. A wildfire in Smith County that threatened more than 80 homes is now 100% contained this morning, according to Lindale Fire. Multiple agencies responded to the fire near FM 3271 and Highway 69.
Officials have been working throughout the night, keeping a close eye on these hotspots and the conditions as well, like the wind we've been talking about, that still pose a risk for those fires today. The fire marshal's office says the blaze started from a controlled burn. Residents who were asked to evacuate voluntarily are now back home this morning. Officials say local fire departments, including Lindale Fire and Smith County ESD 1 and 2, responded with aerial units and the Texas A&M Forest Service dozers assisting on the ground, helping save millions of dollars in property.
There was a firefighter and he told me, you can't come up here. And I said, my mom is in the house. I have to go get my mom. And he said, get in and get out.
But we hope everyone understands how much we were able to save and what the crews were able to do today. All these crews that are on there, everybody deserves praise.
Well, officials say strong winds with gusts up to 35 miles an hour helped push the fire towards some structures. Crews estimate anywhere between 30 to 50 acres were burned.
In Angelina County, fire crews have been working throughout the night to establish containment lines for the Cypress Creek Wilderness Fire. According to the National Forest and Grasslands in Texas, the fire is located in the southern portion of the Upland Island Wilderness in the Angelina National Forest. The closest town is Zavala. Drivers are advised to use caution while driving east along Highway 64 and south along State Highway 69 from Zavala.
And we're still waiting on an update on the Boggy Wilderness Fire in the Davy Crockett National Forest. As of last night, that fire had burned about 500 acres and was about 80% contained, according to the National Forest and Grasslands. Crews used stage drone to help with controlled burnouts for those operations.
Happening today, a healthy food distribution in East Texas. The Palestine First Baptist Church is hosting a community produce distribution. This is in partnership with the East Texas Food Bank. It is to provide nutritious food to neighbors in the area. The event is taking place today from 10 to 11:30 at the church. The event happens on the fourth Wednesday of every month.
All right, let's get a check on that forecast now with Joel. It is windy out there still.
It is windy and is still dry, so we still do have a high risk for fire danger for all of the area for today. It's an upgrade compared to what we saw yesterday, but still fairly dangerous. The winds expected to gust between 35 and 40 miles per hour at times. It will be very warm as well. We'll see temperatures in the low 80s. We'll see a little bit more sunshine as well. And then showers could arrive into Thursday morning ahead of a cold front. It's only running at about a 20% chance. Most everybody will be missing out. We'll be watching those forecasts pretty closely, but 70s and 80s will continue into your Thursday. Those cooler temperatures really won't cool us down very much. We'll see temperatures on Friday start off a little bit cooler in the 50s, but we'll still make a run for the upper 70s and low 80s for the afternoon. And good news for the weekend, the winds will be nice and light. So if you have any outdoor plans this weekend, you are good to go. Also watching some minor shower chances on Monday and Tuesday. We'll keep you posted.
.31 this morning. Welcome back to Morning Y'all here on CBS 19 Plus.
This is what's coming up in our second half hour. What was previously thought to be an extinguished flame ended up ravaging up to 50 acres near Lindale.
And a record-breaking State of the Union address among nationwide unrest. The highlights from President Trump's message coming up.
It's still a fairly high risk for fire danger as gusty winds remain for today, but that won't be lasting too much longer though. A look at your forecast coming up later this half hour.
Together, we're putting East Texas first. You're watching Morning Y'all on CBS 19 Plus.
Good Wednesday morning, y'all. I'm Dana Dixon.
And I'm Jesus Martinez. Thank you so much for staying with us here on CBS 19 Plus. We're continuing to monitor the wildfire situation across East Texas this morning after firefighters near Lindale worked throughout the night to contain a dangerous fire off Highway 69 and FM 3271.
The Shara fire threatened about 85 homes at one point, prompting evacuations. Now, we're told it burned up to 50 acres. Smith County Fire Marshal Chad Hogue said 2 homes were damaged by the fire in Deep East Texas, though. Fire crews in the Angelina and Davy Crockett National Forest have been working through the night to contain those wildfires from the sky and on the ground. Crews say be careful if you're driving in the area.
7:32 now. President Trump's State of the Union address last night went for a record-breaking 1 hour and 48 minutes as he touted his accomplishments on key domestic and international priorities.
The speech comes as the president's poll numbers have dropped on his handling of the economy. The address also highlighted a stark political divide between Republicans and Democrats less than 9 months ahead of the midterm elections. CBS News' Natalie Brand has more on how the night unfolded from Capitol Hill.
The President of the United States.
President Trump delivered the longest State of the Union address of the modern era, touting what he called a turnaround for the ages. He defended his record on the economy and immigration 1 year into his second term.
Our border is secure. Inflation is plummeting. Incomes are rising fast. The roaring economy is roaring like never before.
The president also addressed rising tensions with Iran.
My preference is to solve this problem through diplomacy. But one thing is certain, I will never allow the world's #1 sponsor of terror, which they are by far, to have a nuclear weapon.
The Olympic gold medal winning U.S. men's hockey team was among the special guests highlighted last night. The lighthearted moment brought rare bipartisan unity during a speech that put political divides on full display.
These people are crazy.
Reactions were also split.
It was a great review of the extraordinary work we've done.
I thought it was a state of delusion.
The State of the Union comes as President Trump is facing dwindling job approval numbers in a pivotal midterm election year. With the latest CBS News poll showing the president's approval rating at 40%, Democrats are now trying to sway voters their way. Some spoke at an alternative rally outside the Capitol.
In November, are you ready to throw the bums out?
In her official response, Virginia Governor Abigail Spanberger hit the president on his immigration crackdown and the cost of living.
Is the president working to make life more affordable for you and your family? We all know the answer is no.
President Trump is set to take his economic message to Texas later this week ahead of key primaries in the Lone Star State. Natalie Brand, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
2 other big moments during last night's speech were when President Trump awarded the Medal of Honor to 2 military members, a Korean War veteran and a pilot injured during the Venezuela raid. The president also announced that he would award the Presidential Medal of Freedom to U.S. men's hockey goalie Connor Hellebuyck. Just 1 week away from Election Day, State Representative Gina Hinojosa and Representative James Tallarico brought a strong get-out-the-vote message to East Texans as they work to secure their respective races. Hinojosa for Texas governor and Tallarico for U.S. Senate.
We can transform this broken political system. They may have the money, but we have the majority.
Now, during his remarks, Tallarico spoke about political divisiveness, sharply criticizing current immigration enforcement policies. He appealed to both moderate and left-leaning voters as he urged supporters to cast their ballots. Tallarico is facing Representative Jasmine Crockett in the Democratic primary, with both competing for Senator John Cornyn's seat. Representative Hinojosa also addressed the crowd as part of her campaign for governor. Early voting for the March primary continues through Friday. Election Day is on March 3rd.
More than 1 million Texans have made their voices heard this week ahead of early voting before next Tuesday, that is. That's according to the latest numbers released by the Texas Secretary of State. More than 520,000 Texans either voted in person or by mail in the Republican primaries, while more than 581,000 Texans have voted in the Democratic primaries. And although a lot of people have cast their ballots, it's not even 3% of the registered voters in Texas. So breaking those numbers down here in East Texas, about 14,000 voters have cast their ballots in Smith County. Early voter turnout in Gregg County is at nearly 7,000 so far, 2,300 in Rusk County, and over in Nacogdoches, a little over 3,200 people have made their voices heard. The Smith County District Attorney's Office says the District Clerk's Office has been charging the wrong court fees to felony defendants for more than 6 years. And now officials say they're working to figure out whether some defendants were overcharged. In a February 13th letter to District Clerk Penny Clarkston, Assistant Criminal District Attorney Thomas Wilson says a review found court costs were properly assessed in felony cases. Now, the letter cites a 2019 state law that repealed certain fees starting January 1st in 2020. Wilson says the clerk's office continued using outdated costs after that change, and Clarkston appeared in court yesterday regarding that matter. CBS19 has reached out to Clarkston for comment on these allegations, but have yet to hear back. She is currently facing a challenger in the upcoming Republican primary.
Well, if you've driven down East Ferguson Street lately, you may have noticed a big change at the Smith County Courthouse construction site. The massive dome that will sit on top of the new courthouse is being built on site in the old jury parking lot and is expected to be installed in late March or early April. The structure will add nearly 60 feet of height, including a lower dome, 14-foot columns, and an upper dome. Officials say this milestone brings the courthouse closer to completion. And Smith County commissioners have also officially voted for much-needed updates to the Smith County Animal Shelter. The upgrades involve 2 outdoor green spaces, fencing and shade structures, and lighting, as well as cameras and landscaping. They'll be right next door to the office and meeting space for Smith County Animal Control Department, and the buildings will be connected by a sidewalk. About $1.2 million in ARPA funding has been set aside for the project. $7:39 now. If you've lived in East Texas for a while, you're no stranger to wildlife. Maybe a raccoon got into your trash cans at night. That's never good.
No.
Maybe your neighbor's cows blocked the road on the morning commute.
Only in East Texas. But people in Hawaii have quite an unusual struggle, though. Feral chickens. Check it out.
80% of the time, they're right here. They usually don't go quite this far up.
Doug Levinson lives by a flock of feral chickens.
2 of these 3 were part of the original 11.
Which made their home in the residential area by the Cocoa Crater Botanical Garden starting last fall. He's crying foul.
All hours of the night, all hours, the roosters were just going. It was just deafening.
And is concerned about their waste, potential diseases, and their reproductive ways.
Babies are being born all the time.
City contractor Sandwich Isle Pest Solutions came with traps and took out 9 of the 11 birds. The company says it gets 15 to 25 feral chicken calls per week, and the hotspots are from Kahala to Pearl City. Lawmakers introduced one bill that would allow residents to kill feral chickens, exempting their killing from a cruelty to animals offense. Levinson wants the roosters roasted, but says the bill is too vague.
Cruelty to animals to then do what? Kill them? Trap them? Hurt them? I mean, what are you allowing people to do if it's so considered cruel?
Lawmakers are walking on eggshells around animal and cultural groups, opposed to letting residents kill the chickens.
The Department of Customer Services has initiated a multifaceted approach toward managing the feral chicken population on Oahu.
The city says feral chicken nuisances are among its top complaints, is asking people not to feed them, and issues can be reported on the HNL 311 app. Levinson says with the hens going hog wild, it's time for all hands on deck.
People are just winging it. That's, pardon the pun, but and you got one of your friends right here now.
Oh.
They're just everywhere.
They are. There was a lot of
the puns in this story.
There was a lot of puns in there.
I think
walking
the chickens
on
are atop the pecking order.
They are. I think we're all fried out from these puns. Get it?
I have seen occasionally on the loop.
Have you?
When a chicken I don't know if it's a chicken or a rooster, but
Yeah.
one of them just kind of like on the loop. I'm like, please don't get into traffic.
I'm so used to them. Back home where my parents are from, we're countryside. My dad has a lot of chickens, so I'm just used to seeing them roam around. They don't do anything unless you mess with their baby chicks. Then yeah, you got an issue. My 7-year-old learned that when I was a kid the hard way.
Yeah.
I was trying to grab a baby chick. Mama didn't like that, so
Mama didn't like
she
it.
came pecking on my head.
Ooh.
Wow.
Yeah.
Ouch.
But it's okay. It was just that one experience.
That's good.
All right, check this out. Pop star BB Rexha is getting a lot of attention online this morning after a less than warm welcome in London. The singer shared a video from a balcony, super excited, telling fans she is back in London, back in town, shouting to the entire city. But that moment took a turn when someone off camera yelled back. Take a look. Yeah, she laughed it off, posting the clip with the caption, "Feeling the love in London."
Kinda.
That person was not showing the love.
Maybe he was still sleepy. He wasn't ready for the loudness.
He was
that
probably in the
morning.
balcony reading too.
Yeah, he was like, shh, it's quiet
time.
time.
If only he knew who that was.
BB, I'm excited for you. I
We're
hope you're
all excited.
Hope London, besides that, worked out for you.
Yes.
All right, Airbnb is stoking the flames of heated rivalry fandom. Now, beginning next month, a listing will come available for fans of the hockey hit show. Check it out right here. This Canadian villa featured in the show offers a romantic getaway for less than $200 a night. It's fancy.
Wow.
That's nice.
I thought it was going to be a lot more, given it was in a movie.
Yeah.
Oh,
200 a night is not bad at
It's
all.
not that bad. I mean,
That's less than 200 a night.
And it looks sprawling and nice.
It does.
Oh, yeah.
There's, there's from watching from the movie. There's a pond out there, or a lake. You got your cottage area. The showers look nice. The living room looks nice. Everything looks nice inside. It's great.
Look it up.
I'll look.
Might as well.
I'll look it up.
Right.
He's going to look it up, not book it up.
Not buck it up. We're going to buck it up over to weather, though.
Yes.
It's a lot of fire danger today. Is the main story today, as it was yesterday.
Absolutely. Yeah, we still continue to have that. It is improved, but it's still not. It is still dangerous, that's for sure. It still hasn't gone away. We have low pressure out to the north and west. That's bringing us a strong south breeze. We could see gusts occasionally up to about 35 miles an hour, maybe up to 40 miles per hour at some points for today. Got a few clouds overhead as well. And temperatures as a result of this warm breeze are much, much warmer. We're seeing winds right now at about 10 to 20 miles per hour, 24 miles an hour reported as a sustained wind in Tyler and also Athens. You can kind of see the studio cam kind of shaking a little bit. We've been kind of seeing that throughout the entirety of the morning. We're going to continue to see that through the rest of the day, especially as that low pressure area continues to move a little bit closer. But again, warmer temperatures as a result of that warm breeze right out of the south. Upper 50s in Jefferson. We got some low 60s, 62 in Jacksonville, 57 in Nacogdoches, 57 in Center, 62 in Tyler, 61 in Athens. So pretty comfortable despite the winds out there. We'll be up to about 83 for today. Partly cloudy skies, 82 for tomorrow. There is a cool front that'll slide through. That'll give us roughly about a 20% chance of rain. It's not going to be all that much. And then we'll hit 80 as we head into Friday. We'll have some sunshine for the end of the week. And also winds, well, will they actually decrease? Well, have to find out coming up in your full forecast later on.
Hopefully they do, Joel. All right, 7:45 this morning. It is a celebration months in the making. This little Nikki miracle is finally going home. Her remarkable journey and the full circle moment for her and her family. We'll be right back. not good.
Well, after more than 9 months in the NICU, a tiny fighter is at home this morning. She left the hospital in grand fashion with cheers, tears, and lots of love, surrounded by family and a caring staff that helped save her life. Natasha Brown explains how it all became a full circle moment for the baby's mom.
It's a celebration months in the making for baby Mila. After more than 9 months in the neonatal intensive care unit at Virtua Health in Voorhees, Mila is being discharged and heading home with her mother.
She came at 24 weeks on the dot. She was 1 pound. This was the hardest thing I've ever in my life been through. It's very, very challenging.
Mila was born prematurely and faced significant health challenges, including lung disease and a congenital heart defect. Her road to recovery, lengthy and required extreme care.
285 days, it's 9 months. And as a mom myself, you think about how much happens in those first 9 months, and she had to do all of that here.
She is going home oxygen free. She is going home without a feeding tube. It's a really big day and an important day in her life, her family's life, and in our lives in the NICU.
Mila became such a member of the Virtua NICU family that doctors say there was a line of people on any given day just waiting to give her cuddles.
She's gonna be asleep by the time we do this.
What makes this a full circle moment for her family is that Mila's mom, Chi Obafor, was also born prematurely at this very same hospital years ago and cared for by some of the same doctors who helped to save her daughter's life.
I was born here 31 years ago by the same doctor, Dr. Goldsmith, so it was an honor for him to also take care of my baby girl as well.
I took care of mom 30 years ago, and now I'm taking care of mom's baby, so technically that would make her my grand patient.
Mila is leaving in her chariot with all the love and fanfare she deserves. A happy, healthy, unforgettable baby who's inspired and touched so many lives.
I appreciate it so much. I think it's beautiful to see the amount of love everyone pours into her. Sometimes it overwhelms me because I'm like, I hope I can give her that amount of love at home.
All right, let's get into your forecast. We are continuing to track fire danger for today. Not quite as high as yesterday, but still within that high risk category as indicated from the Texas A&M Forest Service. So again, those gusty winds, the dry conditions, they'll continue into today. There are no wind advisories in effect, although I do expect some fairly gusty conditions that will still make it a problem for anything that starts to burn. We still do have burn bans that are in effect for much of East Texas. We had a few more counties that were added yesterday, but still several counties without the burn bans. And for those of you who are not within a burn ban, still can expect those conditions, and you should not be burning anything, even if you are not within those burn bans again. Okay, current winds, again, right now it is still very, very gusty. Sustained winds, 24 miles an hour in Tyler, also 24-mile-an-hour winds in Athens, 21 miles an hour in Palestine. There's an area of low pressure up to the north and west, and as that continues to kind of push into East Texas a little bit more, we'll see the winds start to increase a little bit more. We could see gusts up to about 35 to maybe 40 miles per hour occasionally. Here's future wind heading into the rest of this morning and through the afternoon. We'll see the clouds break apart a little bit, but again, the sustained winds right out of the southwest at about 15 to 20 miles per hour. We could have the occasional sustained wind up to about 25 miles per hour, much like what we're seeing this morning. And again, gusts up to about 30 to 35 miles per hour. We could occasionally see a gust up to about 40 miles per hour at times. Again, no wind advisory, but still very windy. And luckily the winds will start to let up through the remainder of the week. So again, gusty winds on top of the fire danger. Those are going to be the two main things that we're going to really have to kind of watch for. I do expect the gusty winds, at least the strongest of the winds, 35 to 48 mile an hour gusts to continue until 6 o'clock. That'll make driving very difficult, especially if you are on a high-profile vehicle heading west or east. You definitely want to take it easy on the roadways. Temperatures, on the other hand, very mild. We'll see highs in the low 80s. We got a cold front on the way, which could spark a couple of showers into tomorrow as well. We'll cool down into the upper 70s to low 80s, not by much. Then 50s to begin your Friday. We'll end up in the low to mid 80s for Friday afternoon, maybe some upper 70s in some parts of the area. And then the winds through this weekend will be letting up big time. So if you have any outdoor plans this weekend, we are good to go. Temperatures in the low 80s. A couple of sea breeze showers will be possible Monday and Tuesday. We'll keep an eye on that for you.
All right, donuts are a weekend staple at our house. Each child having their favorite, but we want to know if you're swinging by the donut shop on your morning commute, what is your go-to donut order? Jesus, I know you told us what you like, but do you have like a go-to order if you can't find the maple with the bacon?
My backup would have to be a blueberry. A blueberry donut is my backup.
And if I'm gonna have a donut, that's what I like.
That's the blueberry one. It just, in a way, I mean, one, it tastes good, but it
so good.
Looks healthier. It doesn't have the glaze.
Yes, it does. It has like a little like thin glaze.
It depends
on
on
top.
I like the one I like the one that
You
doesn't
like
have
the
the glaze.
cake donut?
Yeah, the cake donut.
I don't get it doesn't have like a thick glaze, but there's like a coating.
It's more of a scone texture, if that makes sense. I like that blueberry donut.
Nice. Yeah, I will say I kind of like, what are they called? The long johns.
Oh, I didn't know that's what they were
That's
called.
I think they're called long johns. That's what I grew up calling them, I guess.
Okay.
But they're either long, and they sometimes they'll have like chocolate or even maybe some. I've had some with like what do you call it? M&Ms on them.
Oh, okay.
Really?
Even pretzel bits on them.
I think I
really
thought those
good.
were eclairs, but I don't really know.
Yeah, I've seen some that have like
Eclairs are good too.
cereal toppings on top. Those are good too.
Let's see what the people are saying. Jeannie's with you. She said, anything with maple icing. I especially like crullers, but very hard to find. Okay, Jeannie, I am with you on this cruller thing. When I was growing up, there was a shop down the way, and they had these things called French crullers, and they were like kind of twisty, and on the inside, they're very airy. Oh, they were so good. They had a different texture and flavor of most donuts because they were so airy. Justin says anything with sprinkles, and Tracy says donut holes.
They're all
her
good.
favorite because they're just so biteable.
So easy to pop in.
That's
You
right.
can't forget the leftovers. Because that's what they are. Leftovers when the holes are made.
That's
There you go.
Hence
Sometimes
why
you eat
donut
too
holes.
much. You're like, you keep on going, and you're like, oh,
Right.
what happened? Who ate my
And
donut
sometimes
holes?
you get extra lucky where the people at the donut shop toss in some extra donut holes for you.
Occasionally.
With your donuts,
Yeah.
and when you never order them, that's how you know it's going to be a good day.
I love donuts. I don't eat them very often because, well, you know.
We have donuts here, but maybe, twice a month?
Oh,
People
probably
just
more than that.
randomly bring
Just
donuts in here.
Bring them.
I'm like, okay.
We appreciate it.
We do appreciate
I'm
it.
not a plain donut person, though. I got to have something a little fancy.
Something
Me
fancier.
too. I can't
Something a
have
little
it.
fancy.
Yeah, I agree.
They're all so good. All right, we're about to step away for a quick moment while we do our over-the-air broadcast, or cut in with a quick news update.
We'll be right back here on CBS 19 Plus.
Good morning, y'all. I'm Jesus Martinez.
And I'm Dana Dixon. Thanks for being with us for this news update. A DNA match leads to the arrest of a Tyler man accused of sexually assaulting a teen girl in an abandoned building in 2020. Now, back in September of last year, police were notified of a forensic match connected to the sexual assault of the 14-year-old. The potential suspect was identified as 33-year-old Martin Torres Jr. Detectives obtained a search warrant to get Torres' DNA and confirmed the match. Torres is in the Smith County Jail on a $750,000 bond.
The mother of a man wanted in connection with the Sabine County shooting is now facing criminal charges. Investigators say Peggy Sanders was arrested after officers tracked a Jeep registered in her name from Oklahoma into Texas. She is now held on a $500,000 bond, while her son, 36-year-old Todd Stevens, remains in custody waiting extradition. Now, investigators say he was later found hiding under a mattress at his father's house in Oklahoma. Stevens is accused of shooting 43-year-old Cody Thompson and taking off in his truck, which was later found burned in Chambers County with remains inside. Upgrades to Stevens' charges are expected.
More parents are set to testify today as the trial continues for two former Longview ISD educators. Both are facing allegations of abuse involving 11 special education students. Former J.L. Everhart Elementary Principal Cassandra James and Assistant Principal Linda Lister are facing 16 counts of injury to a child and 1 count of child endangerment. The charges come from alleged incidents in a 2021 life skills classroom. In emotional testimony, parents describe watching shocking videos of the abuse and the lasting impact on their children.
Well, Smith County commissioners are moving forward with major upgrades to the Smith County Animal Shelter. Plans include 2 new outdoor green spaces for dogs, 1 large exercise area, and an event area and a smaller meet and greet space for potential adopters. The shelter will also get ventilation improvements to tackle odor issues. About $1.2 million in ARPA funding was set aside for this project, which will now go out for bids.
It's another windy day, which normally not so scary, but when you have these dry conditions, it could lead to a serious situation, Joel.
Absolutely. We're still under a high risk for fire danger. Kind of an improvement compared to yesterday, but the winds and the dry conditions, as Dana mentioned, it's still going to be there for this afternoon. And again, the only difference here is going to be the increased humidity. So that lessens our fire danger risk for today, and we'll continue to lessen it through the days ahead. So that's some good news there. 80s for this afternoon, very mild, and 60s and a couple of showers for Thursday morning. We got a cold front coming through. We'll still be fairly mild. Just behind that cold front Thursday afternoon, temperatures in the middle to upper 70s. We'll have a little bit more sunshine as well, and maybe the occasional cloud or two heading into Friday morning. Temperatures for Friday morning, by the way, in the middle to upper 50s, cooling down just a little bit, and then we'll still make a run for the upper 70s to low 80s by Friday afternoon. It's going to be a very beautiful forecast Friday all the way through this weekend, especially with the winds dying down quite a bit. We'll see low 80s, brief touch into the upper 70s for Monday, back to the low 80s for Tuesday.
We'll meet Jesse Sparkman. The 31-year-old was diagnosed with cerebral palsy when he was a baby. Despite his disability, Sparkman has been making a name for himself in competitive bodybuilding. So much so, a documentary camera crew followed him for 15 weeks as he trained for last year's state bodybuilding championship. It's pretty cool. The MJR movie theater chain in Michigan is going to carry that. He was inspired by Sparkman's story because he too has cerebral palsy and jumped at the chance to host the documentary's premiere at his chain's theaters.
I remember going to an MJR growing up.
You did?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Had a whole theme song and everything.
That is so
It was
cool.
awesome. That is incredible.
And
That's
impressive.
awesome.
Very impressive. It's amazing.
Love that.
Yes.
Well, this weather, you got to be careful out there. I know it just seems like it's windy conditions, but if you saw all those fire crews that are out yesterday battling those fires, you know it's dangerous.
Yeah, I mean, it's still going to be pretty dangerous for today, too. This time, it's just a little bit more humid, so that kind of lessens the danger a little bit, but it's still very high. It's still really high as we head into this afternoon as the charts depict. As we head into today, though, and this morning, I should say, 60s as you step out the door. It is very mild. The south breeze really carrying up some warm air. And the winds right now as you step outside are between 10 and 20 miles per hour, pretty close to 25 miles per hour in Tyler. So it is a very, very breezy morning so far. It will continue to be that way into the afternoon. Highs near 83, 82 for tomorrow. A small chance of rain ahead of a cold front into Thursday morning. Otherwise, the afternoon should be okay. Then 80 as we head into Friday, 84 into Saturday. The winds day by day, especially Friday into the weekend, will really ease up. It should be fantastic for outdoor plans.
I can't wait.
Yeah,
Right?
Once we're at 84, we're basically at 90 degrees.
I mean, seriously.
We're almost there.
By the way, the 8
winter.
the 8 to 14 day outlook from the Climate Prediction Center shows above average. So we'll probably stay in the 80s through next week, too.
Man.
It is almost spring break time. So
It is.
I'm
And
okay with
then
it.
the hunters
Me
are going to
too.
be here before we know it.
Great. Let's just take it all in
Let's
right
enjoy
now.
this.
Yeah.
This
Enjoy the
moment.
now. We didn't get to enjoy
Live
the winter.
in the moment, Jesus.
I'm trying. I'm always go, but we'll stay in the moment. All right, thanks for continuing your day with us here on Morning Y'all. Right now, we're looking forward. We got the noon show coming up on CBS 19 and, of course, CBS 19 Plus.
And you can keep it here all day for the latest news and weather. We hope you have a great rest of your morning. And, of course, we'll see you dark and early on Thursday, 5 a.m. for Morning Y'all.
Maybe Friday.